Welcome back to Hot Cheese. It's almost Thanksgiving. It's almost time for a Thanksgiving matchup against the Detroit Lions. We'll be going around the league. We'll be talking about the NFC North, wrap up that LA Chargers game, and then move on to a Thanksgiving Day game that's coming way too soon, in my opinion, with the injury list, which we will also cover today. I'm your host, Brady Augustine, joined as always by the football girl, Erin Knapp. How you feeling, Erin?
I feel good.
Feel good? This
Yeah.
is kind of one of them good.
I feel hungry.
Feel hungry? Well,
Not like hungry in the moment hungry, but I'm ramping up for Thanksgiving.
all right. I'm getting that belly ready.
Getting that turkey day hunger going.
So are you a big turkey girl? Is it
No.
just once a year you're going
It
to...
makes me sleepy.
Well, me too.
But I do wonder sometimes why we only make Thanksgiving meal once a year. Mm-hmm. I feel like it could be something that we make all the time.
Yeah, I don't... So my upbringing, when you grew up, then you didn't have turkey. You went hunting. This is what... So all my bros from Wisconsin will know. So what you would end up eating is venison is what you would get, and that would be the big treat for Thanksgiving. But
Okay.
I crave the turkey, I think, once in a while. Like in the middle of summer, I'll be like, I want Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
with you, where like, why not once in a while? You know,
Let's
the stuffing,
normalize
the
it.
cranberries. Yeah.
Normalize Thanksgiving dinner all year round.
Yeah. All the turkeys out there are banding against us right now.
They're not happy.
They should be. All right. Well, you have got, and you have filled me in as well today, some league news. This was another interesting one, a crazy season that just seems to get crazier. What's up in the world of the NFL?
Well, by the time our episode from last week hit, I was saying my bad because the Bengals are done for the season. Old Joe Burrow is out with a, UCL, I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're actually investigating with the Bengals or not, or if that's just Dave Portnoy just being
I
a
don't
baby.
know. I
But
saw him coming on. He had something strapped onto that hand there. It's becoming a real controversy.
It's suspicious.
It's suspicious.
So the Bengals, they're probably not going to get hot like we were talking about last week. The Broncos beat the Vikings last night. That was quite the game.
It was quite the game. Yes. Vikings go down again, so another opportunity at least. That's good.
Yeah, I know, but all Josh Dobbs. What else?
How did your Steelers do
I don't know.
against the Browns?
I think they lost, Brady. I think they lost to the Browns, who I called booty cheeks. So
Yeah.
I'm sure the Browns fans have their receipts, and that's fine. You can bring me your receipts for tax season. I don't care. We've got Joe Flacco, who is heading on over to the Browns, apparently, who has signed with their practice squad. So we'll see what happens with that in the future.
The guys, pardon my take, were pretty excited about Joe Flacco getting a Super Bowl with the Browns. Just like, no, please.
That is a hot take right there.
It is
That
a hot take right there. Yeah.
Rasul Douglas had a great game yesterday.
I'm watching that, and all of a sudden I see a ball get picked off, and it's sure enough, it's Rasul Douglas.
Yeah.
So then it happens again, and apparently he picked up a fumble too.
He did.
So,
He was cooking yesterday, as they like to say.
I mean, we didn't need him. We
Right.
we don't have like a triage unit of a defensive backfield now or anything, you know. But hey, I mean, this is what we talked about too. On a serious note, is this was a chance for Rasul Douglas where the Packers were going to struggle to keep him for salary cap reasons to have a chance to go to a team that you know. So I'm happy for him. I just kind of wish he was still with us.
I know. And then the big news that happened today is Zach Wilson is benched, and not just benched. He's been moved down the ladder to QB3. They've signed somebody else on to be QB2. And who's QB1?
Tim Boyle, the laser arm himself, Tim Boyle, who will take them to the promised land for sure. Which
think
he didn't.
so?
No, he did. He did. He was a fan favorite, and he has a good arm. He's super smart. He knows his stuff. So I'm happy for him too, but I'm not holding out. I mean, maybe he can hold down the fort for Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
Well, they
that's
got
what he's
two of
been
our
did
guys.
before. Yeah, that's right. So, we'll see. But I'm just happy for him to get in, and you know, we are tongue in cheek about Zach Wilson a little bit, though.
Yeah.
We can rub it in from time to time.
Yeah. So a lot changed in the last few days since our last episode, and we're rolling into, is this week 12 of the NFL?
Yes, week 12 already. Yep. And north-wise, the Packers, we're right in the hunt right now, with regardless of how bad our season has been. And Justin Fields goes out. The Bears gave the Lions a run for their money. Fields was 16-23 with 1 touchdown, 169 yards. It was fairly pedestrian from that standpoint. But I was talking to you, they had a chance to beat the Lions. So the question now, then of course, quick turnaround, and Packers have to travel there and see where they're at this point too. But if you can get Jared Goff off his spot, there's some opportunity there. If the Bears could do it, then we could.
Yeah.
And do you want to talk about the Broncos team and the Vikings game?
Josh Dobbs loves TDs.
Is it okay when you're podcasting to just pound your head on the microphone to make that sound?
I was sitting on my couch last night and I wasn't watching the game. And then my friend texted me and said, "Oh my God, are you watching this game?" And I was like, "No." So then I tuned in with 2 minutes left in the fourth. And I wish that I could get those 2 minutes back because it was very, very sad. They put Josh Dobbs in a really bad situation. And I was yelling at the TV that Hawkinson needs to hold on to the damn ball, okay? Because he dropped it. He had 2 incompletions in those last 2 minutes. And boy, oh boy, those Vikings needed it.
Yeah. Couldn't be happier for that outcome.
I'm sure. But what's up with the Broncos? They're saying now this morning on Good Morning Football that they actually look kind of like a solid team right now.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last week. You were kind of asking the question, are they good? And it still is somewhat of a question, but, they're getting the job done again.
Yeah.
They're right in the mix. And brand new coach, and I think you said Wilson's cooking now. I mean, he's looking a lot more like himself. These things start to come together at the right time. A lot of it has to do with timing. You can have a team like the Lions who everything's going their way. Their health, their injury report looks great for this week. We'll talk about that later. Everything's rolling, and the wheels, it's amazing how fast the wheels can come off of these things. So,
yeah.
And we've seen teams on the other side of things that, like us, that never, in that losing streak we had, you'd never had a thought in where that we would ever have a chance at the playoffs. We're really right in the mix in terms of that, on the edge of the running there. So
yeah, I just don't think that a lot of people have the Broncos getting hot on their bingo card this year. It's just more fun when you watch them just
implode,
try and then implode, especially with Sean Payton. I think people were kind of hoping that they would implode just because it's Sean Payton.
Yes.
So
I respect his football mind, but I don't like him.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I'm supposed to be a big fan of Wilson too, but I haven't been as big a fan because he went to UW
he's
Madison.
So cringy. Every once in a while, I think of the Danger Witch, those awful Subway commercials he used to put out that were just so.
The Danger Witch.
They made me laugh so hard.
Jeez. Well,
He's
he was
so
almost
cringy.
Well, he was almost saying a prayer on the side with the sideline reporter there at one point. I remember noticing that. I was like, that's a little bit odd. And
he's reeled it
might be
in.
the word.
I think he's been humbled a bit.
Well, this has not gone the way he planned, I'm sure, thus far anyway. So, all right. So we're recording on Monday because we've got a game on Thursday. We had to do it early, which means it's a Victory Monday here.
Yay!
How fun is that? Like, that is so cool. Packers beat the Chargers 23-20. This was a little bit of a disjointed game in a lot of ways. I think, and I've heard this, I'm not the first one to say it, but possibly Jordan Love's most solid game as a Green Bay Packer. And going back over the tape on this one, I'm looking at a kid, and I kind of called out, I thought, some of the things that I thought he did that made him look like he could play in this league. In this game, there were more of those. He was as confident as I've ever seen him. And I'm going to throw in this too. I think Matt LaFleur might have called his best game as a Green Bay Packers head coach. I'm trying to think with Aaron Rodgers if we had some that were maybe more of a challenge with better teams. But that was some good stuff by Jordan out there. Certainly not perfect, but something they can build on.
Yeah.
And I think this is what I said to you, is this looked like the kind of team I would have thought we would have had, logically speaking, for the entirety of the year, where, we've struggled a little bit. But
Yeah, loved it. He played a great game, and to his credit, he has something to do with Brandon Staley's little meltdown that he had after the game. I mean, he absolutely had a meltdown about the defense and how he's calling the defense, and really the fact that Jordan, had so many passing yards, and that the Chargers defense gave that up, and Staley pretty much just had a hissy fit.
Yeah, he basically said how great they were against the run. We had one running back by the end of the day. You know, it was just it was rough. Like I
Yeah.
was waiting for like smoke to start creeping out of his ears at one point. So if you hadn't seen it, we'll just let you know it's there because
It's there. Go find it.
that was worth the
It kind
time.
of
That
feels
was,
good to come out of a win and know that you didn't just beat him, but you kind of rocked him a little bit.
right.
You shook. He was shaking a
yeah,
bit
yeah,
after
yeah.
that game.
And all the reporters are just digging at him. Yeah, it reminds me of I forget who it was, but you know, we played the Cowboys years ago and got their coach fired, and that was like that's the most satisfying, you know. But this was not.
We'll
that.
take a coach meltdown.
We'll take a coach meltdown
For sure.
And I love a good rant anyway. Like I'm not totally like I know he's under stress and all that, but I'm not totally not for it. Just let him have it. Let the reporters have it. You guys can take it, right? So.
Yeah.
All right, so I know you. We saw Aaron Jones go out again. Get well soon. I hate this for him so much. The manipulation test, which I will just explain. They post your foot on a doctor's knee is the way they used to do it, and then they just grab the front of the tibia and just pull it back and forth, straight ahead and back. And if there's too much play there, that's an indication that you could have blown your ACL. Apparently, he passed that. The MRI was today, probably this morning. I haven't heard exactly what. But I know you were impressed with more than just the fact that, he got hurt. He did everything he could to play to get back from the injury, and then he gets hurt again. That's a sad story. But go ahead and talk about Aaron.
Yeah, so he was advised to stay in the locker room in the back, and when he saw that Dylan was going to be by himself after Emmanuel Wilson went out too, he insisted on going back out onto the sideline just to be there for A.J. Dillon, which that shows really great leadership on his part. He's exactly the kind of guy that we want on this team, and I think the Packers should do everything they possibly can to keep him on this team for as long as they possibly can, because with such a young team like this, you need guys like that who are going to put their team first. I mean, I don't know how serious it would have been for him to go out there, or if they were advising him not to, and he was like, no, I have to be out there for him.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'd be interested to know why, if it just had to do with the fact that they didn't know what the injury was just yet. So if that was an ACL, then any awkward step he could, or if it was strained or something, could make it worse. But yeah, definitely.
He had a smile on his face at the end of the game.
What
so,
a dude, man. That dude
you
is.
know?
I think I got a man crush on him. He's so damn cool. Yeah, he's so cool. Love to catch up with him sometime. Well, and I did want to note too, that attitude to me speaks to his military parents' background, and that's the kind of thing that you do. It's duty calls, and it's salute to service. He was just on, I forget which, Inside the Huddle, I think it was. He was just on with his co-host there, and talking about they're calling out veterans in the crowd and stuff, and that's just a mindset, and that's what I love about that. And I think you put your finger on the leadership in particular. So
Yeah.
So get well soon. I hope it's not as bad as we think. The guess right now is MCL, I would say medial collateral, but hopefully not, because I believe that would be like his fourth one, and that's just, it gets rough.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a list of,
It's a long list. It's not
and
even the
it's
complete
not
list.
complete, the injury list. We just got to go after this. I think we lost 5 guys during this game. Now, Kenny Clark was back. He is on the injury list, but he was back to bat that ball down, so that was a fantastic way to end that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a rough game. The announcers were tight. It's rough for both teams. Joey Bosa goes out. Both teams having injuries, and the Packers are just at that tipping point where, again, the defensive backfield's already a triage unit. The running back situation, that's a triage unit by the time we finish the game. But I will say this, one of the things that I'm most proud about, even though it's just a 3-point win, we barely cracked 20 points, but I'm really proud of this team for pulling together, communicating, and having the guts and doing whatever it took with all the injuries to pull this one off.
Yeah. I kind of asked myself the question after the game, we were just building momentum again with Jones back, Jones and Dylan as a team, and now he goes out and it's looking like Patrick Taylor is going to be coming back in, and that's great, but are we going to be able to keep the momentum going, or are we about to have a setback?
Yeah, I tweeted when Aaron Jones went out, I said, it's Jordan Love's time to become the heart and soul of this offense, because I don't think he's going to be available for a couple weeks, and that could effectively end the season if you can't make that adjustment. Somebody has to step up at this point. And yeah, I hate it for Aaron, but we got games to play, and then one's coming in a couple of days. It's just it. The NFL is a cruel mistress sometimes, Aaron, and that's exactly the case.
But I also had a question, which was, what did this game say about Jordan Love's accuracy issues? Because he had some good pass completions. I mean, it's not my chef's kiss of the week, but I did have on there the touchdown to Christian Watson, I believe, and it was 3-man coverage. I mean, it was tight in the back of that end zone to the left, I believe, and just how accurate that ball had to be to get to him, and it was. And we've been talking about this for weeks, is his, not just Love's accuracy, but his accuracy to Watson in general. And I just thought, I wanted to ask you what you thought about
Right, we just had that conversation, and and that again, that was a really well called play. I think that was a perfectly timed. But that was a bucket ball. That was a net ball. I mean, he dropped that sucker in. Nobody had a chance but Christian Watson. And that chemistry thing too, it did get me thinking when you had that on your list, that the thought crossed my mind. We never really talked about the possibility that Christian Watson hasn't been 100% either necessarily. So he may just be feeling a little bit. I mean, when you're a guy that your speed is basically what you are as a football player right now. He's not a big guy. Everybody's telling him to gain weight because of that. He's tall and he's fast. And so if he wasn't 100% with that hamstring, that can throw off all the chemistry from Jordan Love getting the ball to him getting downfield to his landmarks. It was good to see. It was I was warmed in the heart. And you're absolutely right. It was just a beautiful ball. Now, you did see Dobbs have to come back for one early. And so these are things that he's working on. But it sounds to me more like, give the kids some more reps. Let these guys get to know each other a little bit more. This is the second year, and you're not even halfway through it. So yeah, good stuff like that happening. And we saw a lot of it. I mean, you saw a lot of beautifully thrown balls, guys that were open, him leading receivers into space. I mean, this was a pretty good game, even though it never had a super amount of rhythm to it, but we couldn't get a run game going.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. So yeah, you can mention the Aaron Nagler tweet that you saw about. I'm going to save that.
I know you are. Yeah, so Aaron Nagler said on Twitter today that
Shout out Nags.
As of last weekend, the Packers have now broken the opening weekend of deer season curse, which they have lost every weekend for 7 years.
7 years.
And that curse is now over.
Oh my goodness. I got to talk to Nagler and be like, but do you hunt, man? Like all he's doing is reminding me I don't get to do it this year. But yeah, well, I mean, that's a good thing. We aren't breaking many other curses so far this season, so let's just go for it. We'll take it.
Take what you can.
And I know, so generally speaking, you get up super early in the morning, right? Because the deer are out feeding at night, and in the morning is when they're going to come back to lay down. So by about noon, when a football game's on and it's cold out, it's like, I think it might be time to go back to the house and put a pizza in the oven. Yeah. so if you did that, or if you listen to it, they'll listen to it on the radio. If you did that, you got to win. How cool is that? I love it. 7 years. Wow.
Yeah. We're going to play a little game later, but I hope I win because I have to remember in the back of my head I have a rant that I want to do.
Okay.
So that has to do with deer season.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about one more thing I had to give you a little bit of grief about during this game. But before we do that, I didn't mention this to you, but I wanted to let you know, Aaron, Ricky called this game to the number. He called the exact score and the win by the Packers.
Oh, seriously?
So shout out to Ricky. Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
Ricky.
One of the regulars. Yeah, he got on. He said, do I get a shout out? I was like, yes, you get a shout out.
Damn right.
Yes. Well, see, I know you're with me because the rule is if you nail it on the noggin, you pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
You do it loud. So well done, Ricky.
I wish I had something that I could cheers him.
Cheers
to.
him, yeah. You love gin.
How's this a Packers pod and we don't have any alcohol over here? It's not really alcohol.
No. That's all right. We're probably better off sober right now.
We have to do better. I know.
We have to Wisconsin better. Is that what you're saying?
Wisconsin better.
You're
I'm
getting
sorry,
into
guys.
it. It's some good stuff.
Well, I've been going out and partying lately, so.
Oh, all right.
Sorry,
Time to
without
lay
you.
off. Which, by the way,
No, we're getting to the holidays. It's time to
it
hit the
started kicking.
gas.
Dear Lord. But there is some news that we need to talk about too, because you may not be able to hit the gas. You might not have quite as much time as you
Oh,
have
yeah.
recently. Do you want to make the announcement, or do you want me to let everybody know?
I got a job.
Yay!
For those who
Shout
thought,
out, Aaron.
For those who thought this was my job, it's not. But if you want to give me money, you can.
You can. We'll set up the Patreon this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be running Tennessee's very first cidery.
Sweet.
So if you're ever
It's so
in
cool.
Kingsport
It's so cool.
and you want to come have a cider, I was there this weekend sipping a little bit of the product, trying to get to know it a little bit better, do a little market research,
Little
as they
market
say.
research. Wink, wink, hint, hint,
It's
hint.
really good. They've been around since 2016, I believe. So if you're curious, drop into the comments and I'll let you know where it is. And they ship nationwide, I believe. So
Gluten-free then?
gluten-free ciders, meads. They're going to be starting with doing beer as well. So just drop in the comments and I'll let you know how to get some.
Yeah, and I'm a little different kind of dude. I don't think there's any of these taking your man card away stuff. I don't really believe in that. And a cider every once in a while is just the right thing. Like, it's just the thing that I want that particular day. So
Hell, I got schnocked on cider this weekend. But I'm a lightweight.
Did you do the flight? Did you do the
No,
flight?
I was
Oh,
just
okay.
pounding 4 ounces. But not in flight.
Pounding them like shots. Just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Tarbender.
It was like a wine tasting, you know.
Uh-huh,
Everybody gets drunk in a wine tasting.
That is market research.
Yeah.
But congratulations. Very
Thank
well
you.
done. This was done very well. And a lady who needed to find a good place, and it sounds like a real solid opportunity. So
It
that's
sounds
very good.
really great.
Great. All right. So with all that nice stuff that I did, I'm starting to feel a little gross. Tell me about Anders.
He's a kicker.
Wasn't it 16-20 at one point in this game when Anders had missed one PAT and a field goal, which adds up to 4 points?
Was it?
It was. I had to get on and give you some grief over that one, but of course you came back at me. That's right. That's what the girls got to do.
He came at me on Twitter in front of everybody. I said, "Don't
listen.
come at me, bro."
I don't bar no holds. I've been in this game a long time. Take my knocks.
Sure.
But yeah, and I went back and looked at it too, and I think I told you the last time I thought he over-rotated the missed field goal. I thought he under-rotated. He just didn't look square to the ball in either of those instances. But I did also note I don't think the snap. I think we're struggling to hold balls for him. And I mentioned that the last time too. I think we may be struggling to hold balls for him where he needs them because we're not snapping the ball where it belongs. You have to be so accurate with that. I mean, there's 32 of these jobs out there. Every team has one. And we've been through the process of even drafting these guys and have struggled to get that figured out. And again, I'm not going to try and assign the blame because I don't really have that expertise. I'm just telling you what I saw. And I do think there are some issues there and again, it's like you said, hopefully these are issues you can get corrected. And that's what's going to stabilize that unit. So,
Yeah.
But we're knocking on the door when you're only scoring 20 points, 23 points. You're knocking on the door of not winning a game because of it here pretty soon. So hopefully,
Yeah.
Either the offense just takes off and we don't need it, or
It would have been nice to have a little bit more breathing room at the end of the game and not have to rely on Kenny Clark to slap that ball out of the air
Yes.
to make sure that we didn't go into overtime or even worse, lose.
I would have felt a lot better with 23 seconds left when Rashawn Gary was offsides if we had more points on the board.
Yeah, I know. But Anders is still my golden child. So
Okay, that's all right. You gotta stick to him sometimes.
He's still my dude.
Well, and I don't know if you know about Mason, but Mason, a couple years in, we drafted him. A couple years in, he had a bad year. Everybody got off the bandwagon. He ended up being the highest scoring
Well,
Panther.
Anders isn't having a bad year. He's having a good year. His stats are really good still.
Yeah.
Look, I know that we say that it comes down to the kicker a lot of times. It comes down to field goals and a lot to win games. But I'm just going to throw it on the offense there for a second, too, and make sure we don't be dropping balls and having accuracy issues
kidding.
because Anders is my dude, and he He's playing better
Gauntlet
than
thrown.
anybody on that damn offense this season. Okay?
Okay.
So don't even come
There's
for
the
him.
You still have another rant on top
I
of
do.
that one?
I
or
have
was
so
that
many
it?
rants.
Okay.
Tis the season. Tis the holiday season.
holiday season.
I'm going to be super chippy.
Super chippy is good. No, you're absolutely right. Like the record of this team has so little to do with the field, the kicking unit, and so much more to do with how this offense is, is really trying to come into its own. And so, just keep going on. We'll get her. The kicker situation, generally, there's one game maybe a year where they really can change it. A walk-off field goal or something like that. So, all right, it's time for my chef's kiss. And it's Rookie of the Week at the same time.
Okay.
Because I got to give a shout out to my boy Tucker Kraft. He tucked and rolled. He stumbled. He bumbled. He rumbled. He hurdled, he turtled. I love that play. It was like a 3rd and 6. I think it was just like a little flare pass. He gets to the boundary, stiff arms a guy, takes on a defender. And I'm going to say this about his hurdling form, okay? Hey, it was not perfect, okay? But it was pretty dang good for a football player. It is pretty dang good. What you want to do is keep your head up. Your body's not supposed to move. Just your legs are supposed to move. He kicked up a little bit, but for a football player and a guy that's not supposed to be a move tight end, that dude showed some athleticism, man. Way to go, Tucker. Chef's kiss. I love it. Love it. Couple of nice receptions in this one. I think the other catch he had was a first down.
Yeah. He was going to be mine, but you took it. And that's fine. That's fine. I was going to give him a shout out too.
I steal a lot.
It's fine. I had 6 different options for my chef's kiss today. 6. That's the most that we've had all season in a game. It was a good game, you guys.
Right.
It was nice. We've been in the darkness for too long. So I chose Rashawn Gary's fumble recovery at Green Bay's 3rd and red zone. Man, that was a big play for us. That was a big play. It kept the Chargers from either getting a touchdown. I mean, they literally had 3 yards left and. Or a field goal. I mean, that was a momentum changer, I guess, or not a changer because we're already playing well, but it definitely was positive. It wasn't a negative.
Yeah, you got a young quarterback that has been struggling, but has been playing this particular day a really good game, and then you watched the Chargers just walk down the field on us in that series, and there are times in years like this where you really are going to have the defense step it up. They're the closest thing to a veteran unit we've got, even though they're young too and we're all banged up. And to get that turnover was really something. That was really good.
Yeah, big deal. Another thing that Brandon Staley had a meltdown about. He didn't like it.
Didn't like that one bit. Yeah, that's not a coach's favorite thing. So.
But Kraft is your Rookie of the Week too, right?
Yes, he's my Rookie of the Week as well.
Mine is not.
Oh, that's right.
Gary, because he's not a rookie.
No.
So my Rookie of the Week is Musgrave. Yay! Good boy. He had a great block in order to get Reed into the end zone and just really doing his job out there week after week.
Yeah, that's what, and I think they said, that'll be on the teach tape this week because there's a pivotal difference between everyone doing their job and getting a touchdown and getting, a 6-yard gain where a tackler is able to make it. And that's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, all right. So your Rookie of the Week. All right.
Yeah.
It's not his first time being your Rookie of the Week, I would guess.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it's so good to see that these rookies are really coming into their own and stepping up and being playmakers for us because God, we need them so bad.
Yep. And that's part of the reason I had my eye on Kraft because he's been the one, Musgrave was drafted higher, but we have a need at tight end because Josiah DeGuara he's just not working out. We lost Mercedes Lewis, and it was just really good to see him get his chance. And he did. He got to do the leap. He got to do the Lambeau leap.
Did.
They took his touchdown away, but heck, he got to do the Lambeau leap. And I'm going to say, I'm glad to see a couple Lambeau leaps back for a change. Now, did we talk about that? That
we talked a little bit about
back?
it a week ago or
yeah,
so?
well, we asked Clayton what he'd do, didn't we?
Yeah, because they're only giving him 40 seconds,
Yeah,
I
40
think.
seconds or whatever it is, so yeah.
Yeah, 2 Lambeau leaps
I
this
know.
week.
Christian was up there, too.
Yahoo.
On that beautiful pass we were talking about.
Yeah.
All right, well, what do you say we play a game? Are you up for a new segment? Because I've been waiting for this all season. We promised it at the beginning of the year,
I
but
love games.
I know we didn't say when though. So
No, we didn't.
It's our podcast. We do what we want.
Thanksgiving's a great time to start it.
That's for sure. We're gonna play a game of Ship Captain Crew with you guys. Feel free to play along.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna have to be a little bit different, okay? Because we have a podcast. We have to move on. It's winner takes all. You get 1 minute to rant or rave about, and frankly, I don't know if I'm going to rant this week, which
What?
really makes me kind of happy. Like, that must mean something good has happened. But yeah, you get a minute of time, and you get to grab the mic, and I have to shut up for once.
Yeah.
So we're going to play Ship Captain Crew. We're going to play best of 3 is how we're going to do it, winner take all, for the sake of time. So
Yeah.
ready to go?
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay, guys, it's Ship Captain Crew. The 6 is the ship, the 5 is the captain, the 4 is the crew. Best of 3 wins it. Ladies first. The party fouls are knocking the dice off the top and or handing the dice to the partner.
And what do you have to do if you party foul?
If you party foul, you have to take a shot of well gin, your favorite. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Roll them up.
Okay.
Nothing.
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 Great.
Up to 3 rolls. I need to win.
What happens if one's
I don't
like
know.
that?
I don't know. It might be. I don't know what that is. I'll have to ask somebody.
Because I got ship,
Captain, crew in 2.
and crew in 2. Okay.
Yep, you didn't want it.
I know.
This is just the kind of luck I have. All right. I need that luck of the Irish. It's got to be all of them. Oh, I was 1 off. I got ship and captain, but I did not get crew.
Okay.
You get 1. It's best of 3, so you win 1 more, and you get the mic.
I know what I'm going to rant about. It better be me. No.
Nothing. Can't put the captain and the crew when you don't have a ship. Nothing for 2. I got a chance. Nobody out there is rooting for me. You realize that, right? Like everybody wants me to go down right now and wants you to win.
Are you kidding me?
All right, so all I got to do is get a 6 in 3 rolls.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I can do that. 4, 4, 4. No, that's not going to do it. If I go down those. Got it. That's the win. 1 to 1.
All right.
1 to 1. You see what I almost
know you
did?
almost did
you
it.
were like, go for it. All right, this is the rubber match. Oh, crikey, she got it in 1. Will you stop that? Actually, you probably have a...
I'm not. I didn't.
Yes!
I didn't go in the cup. I didn't go in the cup.
Yes!
I didn't
Yes!
go in the cup.
Yes!
For this dainty little glass.
It's not even a real shot glass, but I'll fill it.
Does this still taste like garbage? You told me last week it did. That's a lot.
I refilled it with real stuff.
Bullshit.
I was gonna.
Oh, it's still. It smells awful.
It's from a plastic airplane bottle. It's just terrible. It'd be worse if it was the real stuff, though, for you.
God, it would be so bad.
All right.
I hate gin.
So, where are we at?
I got it in 1.
One,
You
yeah.
have to get it all in 1 too, or else
sure?
I'm about to rant.
Do we need to throw the challenge flag and go back to the tape like they do in the... Okay.
I was supposed to have a whistle at some point too. Where's my whistle?
Yeah, that's right. I got ship and nothing else. Aaron for the win. Congratulations. All right. Do you have a stopwatch?
Yes, I do. Okay. 1 minute. Rant. Go. Okay. What the hell is up with people hanging deers from trees in
deers.
neighborhoods? Okay?
Showing them off.
Gutting them down the center, putting it on Facebook.
America.
I don't want to see that shit. I'm sorry, I'm not a hunter. I enjoy the meat, but I don't want to see how it's made. Okay? I don't want to see how it's made.
I don't want to see where
So, if you would like to just post in the status on your Facebook, because we're talking about boomers here. A lot of them is just you boomers don't understand.
You have such a crusade.
Just type it on out and say, hey, successful day hunting a deer, or it's opening weekend and by God I'm lucky, and hey, there's pictures of my kill in the comments so that I don't have to see that shit. I have muted and unfollowed and snoozed multiple people.
Shots fired.
That's it.
My
minute's over.
Is your minute over? Do you want me to tell you why they do that?
Yeah, why is it?
Because it's too big to keep in the refrigerator. You don't have space.
Yeah.
So you can keep them, actually, you hang them outside and air dry them. It cures them so that the meat doesn't taste gamey, but it also, in Wisconsin anyway, you can just do it outside where it's cool enough at night.
Just go into the wilderness.
But the taking
and
the
do it.
pictures is all just, it's,
I know.
shall we say, hubris?
My minute's over, but
Go
listen,
for it.
my parents live in a nice neighborhood. It used to be a nice neighborhood.
Now it's littered with dead deer. Is that
Mom said she rolled into the neighborhood the other day and one was just hanging from a
Yep.
tree right there at the
Oh, yeah.
big. I don't ever remember seeing that as a kid. I would have been traumatized.
Do you want me to go up
Think
and get
of
some
the
pictures?
children.
Get a whole stack
Think
of
of the
pictures.
children who are being traumatized by seeing a beautiful deer sliced and gutted right in front of them.
It's worse for the deer.
Anyways.
Anyway, nice rant.
Yeah.
That is like growing up in Wisconsin. You're just so used to that every single year, and of course all the boys in school are like, "Check out my deer that I got." It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
It is a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage. All right. So congrats on winning the very first
Thank
game of Ship Captain
you.
Curry.
We should play every week.
I think we should. It's too much fun. All right, Packers Lions, a Thanksgiving Day matchup. Mm-hmm. This one looks like a tough one. Mm-hmm. This one looks like a real tough one. Mm-hmm. Lions did stumble against the Bears, as we mentioned, but they are right now, if you're talking the class of the NFC, they're in that conversation. One of the better teams in the league, playing pretty well. And again, I believe they are on a 6-game losing streak on Thanksgiving games. So
Okay.
they're going to be wanting to break that too.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see the Packers keep that streak alive. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We've got, do you have the line on this one while we're?
The line is Lions -7.5, Packers +7.5, over under 48.5.
That's
It
a
seems
serious line.
It seems right to me though.
Yeah.
The Lions have a longer week to recover than we do. I mean, they played on Thursday, so they've got a whole week to rest and recover. We have 72 hours to recover. We don't have a lot of time, and we have a extensive injury list.
And Ford Field has been rocking. I mean, that place is rocking. That has always been kind of a bugaboo place for us to win games in. Again, you're going to go back to, hopefully we can get a run game going. A.J. Dillon, he only averaged 2.1 a carry, I think. It wasn't great. But I thought he made the runs that we needed him to make.
Yeah.
You know, when you to keep yourself into shorter third downs. We still had a bunch of longer third downs. But if he can get rolling, you know, it's indoors, so that's not going to really be that weather factor that you kind of like, that cold weather bruising hammer of a back. Jordan Love, I think I said this morning, all I really want, I'm not nearly as concerned about the win because I don't expect that, but I want to see us not take a step back. And I think, you know, you go from the Chargers defense, who was giving up a lot of yards, and we looked good against them, to the Detroit Lions defense, and they've got a monster front. You know, Bosa was out for most of this game against the Chargers. I just want to see us to hold serve in this one. We got boat raced at Lambeau, and I think we need to take that as a matter of pride. So, yeah, keep playing with some energy. Obviously, we're going to be missing numerous players that we count on,
Yeah.
but try to win the turnover battle. Keep the ball, you know, moving on the ground. Keep those chains moving. If A.J. Dillon is in good shape and has a good game, I think we've got a chance in this one. And I do think this is going to be one of those where, the defense is just going to have to step up. I think in this one, we're not going to get out of that game with a win if we don't have a turnover. I think in this one,
Yeah.
saw how important it was against the Chargers. But if they can do those things, I think, and Anders Carlson makes his field goals, then I think we have a chance. What do you think the chances are that this one ends up being coming down to a field goal? I mean, I don't think that would be likely at all.
I'm taking
What-
the spread on the Lions.
Yeah,
week.
7.5.
I hate that, but
Yeah.
it seems very realistic to me with the injury report that came out today. Now, granted, they didn't practice, so we're not really sure how realistic all of that is yet. But
Right. Darnell Savage activated off IR, but he was listed as do not participate. That's just a projection right now. But yeah. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a real tough one. It's a Thanksgiving Day game. There's all this goodwill and everybody wants to have a good family day on that one. And everybody wants their team to win, but only one can walk away with the win.
yeah,
See if the Packers can do it this time. I did want to mention, I think defensively, if we limit the explosive plays and keep ourselves in this game and have a fighter's chance late, I'd love to see Jordan Love have one of those opportunities that we've kind of squandered at other points in the season. But personally, I just don't see it. I just don't see it in this one. It's going to be too tough. But maybe a tough Thanksgiving for Packer Nation, but in a tough season. So, and the Lions then walking on, they'd have 9 wins? They're almost double-digit wins. But it all is not lost. Lots of football still left to play, lots of development for these guys, and lots of reps for folks that have not had these reps before. So we'll hope for the best and prepare for the worst, I guess, with that one. I mean, my prediction for this one, I really think I can't see the Lions with the way our defense is hurting right now, scoring less than 24 in this one. What was the over-under? 48. And I mean, I could see the 30s pretty easily. Now, I will say this for the Packers defense. Last season, they came on late. So if this game that we played against the Chargers was them starting to come on late, but I'm just seeing too many explosive plays, too many guys out of position, too many missed tackles, too much fundamental stuff that makes me think we're going to beat a team like the Lions. So
Yeah.
I'd probably give them the Packers around 17-20 in this one, and I'm guessing the Lions are going to be knocking on the door 31-20. We'll call that,
okay.
and that would.
So realistic
take the
over
over.
under, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, we shall see. But we do, before we go, we've got a little special treat. But before that, we also have to have our secret word, right?
Yeah.
So if you're haven't been following along, go back and check out the pod from before. We've had a secret word each week. And at the end of the season, we're going to do a big blowout giveaway. Some Packer Pro Shop gift cards. We've got a watch here. T-shirts galore, and it looks like hot cheese T-shirts are probably in the running for that giveaway as well.
They look so good, you guys.
We've got a logo. I'm so
Yeah.
stoked. I don't even know if we mentioned it. You may have seen it. Big shout out to Brian for our logo. We've
Yeah.
got T-shirts in the works.
Yeah, Chris Boyd has created us a nice little
Yes. Shout out
illustration
Chris.
for our T-shirts
Yes.
and some coasters that we're gonna make. So thanks, Chris Boyd, for that.
Yes, we got merch.
Yeah.
We got swag. Heck yeah. All right. Well, with that
Our secret word
is turkey. I almost went
We
right
almost
past
went
it.
right past it.
The secret word, it's like hidden to us somehow. Like, I miss it every single time. But secret word is turkey, yeah. And if you have all those words, you will automatically be entered for free
Yeah.
in that contest. All right. Well, I've got a little something that I think we mentioned in our reel this week. I got a poem. It's a Thanksgiving Day poem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Adam Sandler action for you today. This poem is called That Thanksgiving to Me. Potatoes, green beans, cranberries, and yams. I love me some turkey, but I can't eat the hams. Thanksgiving is for football and family and food. And unbuttoning your pants in public, even though it's so rude. Dan Campbell's Detroit football team, man, are they flying. But we all know at the end of the day, they're still just the Lions. Pre-game, I think Jordan should arm wrestle Goff, because I know Love would tear Jared's throwing arm off. And the Packers would win, and the people would cheer, and all Packer Nation would have one more beer. So here's to a big Packers victory and defeating the Kitties. As long as we beat them, it don't have to be pretty. And to all of our listeners, have a great Thanksgiving, please. And smother that turkey in load of hot cheese. Thank you.
That was fantastic.
I haven't done Adam Sandler for a while. I'm a little rusty on it, but it's
okay.
fun anyway.
It sounded wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for writing that poem.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you guys for joining us. A happy Thanksgiving to everybody, right?
Yeah,
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Aaron.
Happy Thanksgiving to
Yeah,
you.
it's been fun. Holiday season is officially upon us. And we will, of course, be watching this game. I think I will be going live for this one. Hopefully the Packers can eke one out. A tough one it would be, but a win here would mean a lot for a Green Bay Packers team that is really looking for what kind of benchmark they're at this point in the season. So you guys have a good one. You can find us on all your podcasting platforms. We are getting together a new place, a new location for you to ask us anything. And in the meantime, you guys have a good one and have a great Thanksgiving. Go Pack.
Go Pack.